We're also going to tune our content filters to require much higher confidence before taking down content. The reality is that this is a trade-off. It means we're going to catch less bad stuff, but we'll also reduce the number of innocent people's posts and accounts.
So you mean to tell me, now that we have a change of government, now Mark Zuckerberg is saying he took it too far? Pause, no diddy. Mark Zuckerberg is dropping a bombshell. Meta makes major changes over censorship. We all know last 16 years or 14 years, I would say the last 16 years, we've been censoring way too much things that just doesn't need censorship. It's to the point where there's certain things you can't say. However, they will show some real gruesome stuff on Facebook. But now if I sit there and call you that happy word or a pile of sticks, hey, I'm in the wrong for saying that, right? But no, go ahead and show somebody being unalive and see what'll happen. Nothing. At this point, this is just beta mode. We need to see it in full time. So sit back and react with your boy. Let's see how Mark Zuckerberg is about to handle this situation and explain why he was censoring American citizens. Let's go.
Hey everyone. I want to talk about something important today, because it's time to get back to our roots around free expression on Facebook and Instagram. I started building social media to give people a voice. I gave a speech at Georgetown 5 years ago about the importance of protecting free expression, and I still believe this today. But a lot has happened over the last several years. There's been widespread debate about potential harms from online content. Governments and legacy media have pushed to censor more and more. A lot of this is clearly political. But there's also a lot of legitimately bad stuff out there. Drugs, terrorism, child exploitation. These are things that we take very seriously, and I want to make sure that we handle responsibly.
You see, now what I'm coming to realization is this. They really cared about the politic part. Only because, if you ask me, the so-called parties, they like to use the influence of social media. They didn't care about people being unalived or all these gruesome accidents. They just cared about how people's feelings were hurt with certain trigger words. That led to politics. Hey, listen, the cat is out the hat at this point.
So we built a lot of complex systems to moderate content. But the problem with complex systems is they make mistakes. Even if they accidentally censor just 1% of posts, that's millions of people.
Sounds like lawsuits.
And we've reached a point where it's just too many mistakes and too much censorship. The recent elections also feel like a cultural tipping point towards once again prioritizing speech. So we're going to get back to our roots and focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our policies, and restoring free expression on our platforms. More specifically, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes similar to X, starting in the US. After Trump first got elected in 2016, the legacy media wrote nonstop about how misinformation was a threat to democracy. We tried in good faith to address those concerns without becoming the arbiters of truth. But the fact checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created, especially in the US. So over the next couple of months, we're going to phase in a more comprehensive community notes system. Second, we're going to simplify our content policies and get rid of a bunch of restrictions on topics like immigration and gender that are just out of touch with mainstream discourse.
Out of touch? Listen. That thing was created out of thin air. Listen, the gender role situation, it got out of hand. It got so out of hand to the point where people stopped doing gender reveals and now it's a he, she, they, them, they, we, the people. I don't know. I'm lost with that at this point. So, hey, look, we're back to normal, y'all.
What started as a movement to be more inclusive has increasingly been used to shut down opinions and shut out people with different ideas. And it's gone too far.
Really?
So I want to make sure that people can share their beliefs and experiences on our platforms. Third, we're changing how we enforce our policies to reduce the mistakes that account for the vast majority of censorship on our platforms. We used to have filters that scanned for any policy violation. Now we're going to focus those filters on tackling illegal and high-severity violations. And for lower severity violations, we're going to rely on someone reporting an issue before we take action.
Hey, big brother.
The problem is that the filters make mistakes, and they take down a lot of content that they shouldn't. So by dialing them back, we're going to dramatically reduce the amount of censorship on our platforms.
All right.
We're also going to tune our content filters to require much higher confidence before taking down content. The reality is that this is a trade-off. It means we're going to catch less bad stuff, but we'll also reduce the number of innocent people's posts and accounts that we accidentally take down. Fourth, we're bringing back civic content. For a while, the community asked to see less politics because it was making people stressed, so we stopped recommending these posts. But it feels like we're in a new era now, and
What does this sound like to y'all, huh? It seems like now that Obama and Biden is out the way, now he feels free. He got the backing, pause, by your man Donald Trump. So I guess now he feels like, hey, you guys can't pressure me anymore. You hear what he's saying, right? Every time you go on Facebook, all you saw was political news. That's all you saw. Everything is just to direct you to a certain party. We know which party that is. He should have actually came out as a whistleblower and let him know, like, look, this is what they doing with y'all. But he's scared, though. It seems like, Mark Zuckerberg is just going to go where it makes sense for him, not for us, all right? But at this point, I guess he feels like no one could touch him because Trump is in office now, so maybe he feels free. I don't know. Do you really think this is official for us, or do you think there's something behind this right here? Y'all let me know in the comments.
And we're starting to get feedback that people want to see this content again. So we're going to start phasing this back into Facebook, Instagram, and Threads while working to keep the communities friendly and positive. Fifth, we're going to move our trust and safety and content moderation teams out of California, and our US-based content review is going to be based in Texas. As we work to promote free expression, I think that it will help us build trust to do this work in places where there is less concern about the bias of our teams. Finally, we're going to work with President Trump to push back on governments around the world that are going after American companies and pushing to censor more. The US has the strongest constitutional protections for free expression in the world.
Yeah, right.
Europe has an ever-increasing number of laws institutionalizing censorship and making it difficult to build anything innovative there. Latin American countries have secret courts that can order companies to quietly take things down.
Wow.
China has censored our apps from even working in the country.
That's crazy.
The only way that we can push back on this global trend is with the support of the US government. And that's why it's been so difficult over the past 4 years when even the US government has pushed for censorship. By going after us and other American companies, it has emboldened other governments to go even further. But now we have the opportunity to restore free expression, and I am excited to take it. It'll take time to get this right, and these are complex systems. They're never going to be perfect. There's also a lot of illegal stuff that we still need to work very hard to remove. But the bottom line is that after years of having our content moderation work focus primarily on removing content, it is time to focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our systems, and getting back to our roots about giving people voice. I'm looking forward to this next chapter. Stay good out there, and more to come soon.
All right, folks, you heard it from the horse's mouth, huh? We back to regular programming. Free speech is in full effect. Let's see how far this gonna go. Listen, just be thankful if you live in the United States that we have the laws that we have where we're not really fully protected, but you see what happens in other countries. Try this in North Korea and see how far you'll go with that. Over there, they probably minimize to 3 websites for all I know. And then China only allows a certain amount of websites to go through. So just imagine that right there. They have to really be secretive. And if for any reason they get caught, I heard they got to go to some kind of boot camp and probably even face prison time. Imagine facing prison time solely because you exercise free speech. That is deep right there. Be thankful where you are right now. Some people, they walk around all miserable and depressed, but it could be worse. So don't forget, Facebook is definitely an information website. They sell all your information. Every time you press a like, every time you let them know what's your favorite book or your favorite post or what you favorite, what you save, what you just scroll by real fast, how much time you go through a certain post or feed, how much time you spend on that picture, on that video. All of that data is being sold to a third party. Just so that you know, one of their biggest clients is the government. When I say that, we are talking about the alphabet boys. Yes, they sell all your information to them. So don't go out here and start thinking just because you got free speech, you can say whatever you want. Be careful. Be mindful. With that being said, don't forget, hit the like button, definitely subscribe to the channel, and also hit the notification bell. Let's see how far this gonna go. See you guys in the next one.